Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 110 of Project Zomboid, which originally aired live on Twitch. This is one of the houses that, like, spawns burn down, which can be a good, that's a good point of interest for me to figure out where I am. But that house is sometimes a good way to find fireman gear, because burnt houses tend to have firemen around it, and firemen tend to have really good equipment. Their bunker pants are some of the... Oh, that's not good. Their bunker pants are some of the best pants you can get. But they're not repairable, so that's the caveat. Because leg protection lags behind upper body protection. In fact, my boot is ruined. What? I broke my boots. I don't know when I broke my boots, but there's a hole in my shoe. And it's not protecting my foot at all. So I'm going to have to swap that out when I get home. So then this is the road that goes west of West Point. It might have been that house where I found the sledgehammer. Or the one next over. Like, no, that's the church. I think it was this one. This one or that one. Maybe this is the tan one. And then the house I wanted to burn down is one of these, because it's pretty secluded. So it's going to be at the end of this block, because it's the most secluded. I think I'm going to wear this dude's sneakers, because my guess is stomping on zombies when I have a hole in my boot is probably a terrible idea. So I'm 90% sure I've already searched this house before. More than 90%, but I'm just going to go through it anyway, because everything here is going to get ruined. Yeah, as you can see, I even disassembled their bed or whatever it was there. Well, bye-bye, house. Why is it not letting me? Oh, hold on. Oh, and that tree's wiggling. And there's more zombies around here. What is the throw key? I forget. Let me look it up real quick. It is... Chat's getting a little weird. What is the throw key? Have a lighter in the second hand? Yeah, maybe that's it. Where's my lighter? Equip secondary. And the game's frozen. There we go. Ah! This is why I hate fire. It's so easy to set yourself on fire. This is fine. If you set yourself on fire, there's like almost nothing you can do. It's just like the end, you're dead. You can try to right-click extinguish, but that's most of the time it just gets you killed. There is no like stop, drop, and roll, unfortunately, no. So it's not much to look at yet, but I'll hang out here until there's something to look at. And then the alternative, the secondary task that you all had me do is repair vehicle or scrap cars or parts. So we'll work on that. I can't even really look in anymore. It's too engulfed. I'm literally ash. Yeah, if I stood around too long, ash would turn to ash. But here, I'll poke in a window so you can enjoy the fire. What's funny is it's 16 degrees Fahrenheit right now. And I'm like, all right. Yep, it's 38 degrees Fahrenheit in here. So there's no concept of like, hey, you've made it hot. I'm surprised the walls haven't caught. Well, they're starting to. The snow on the roof hasn't even melted? Nope. Yeah, the laws of thermodynamics, which was one of the episodes I had. There aren't laws for thermodynamics yet. Not really. Oh, don't climb through. My goodness. That would be dreadful. So as you can see, some of the external walls now are partial burn here. But this is why I'm saying, like, you can't contain fires in PZ. They just rage however they want to rage. It's basically impossible to put them out. So, burning zombie corpses and things like that can be very dangerous. Looks like the plumbing survived, though. And some of this back wall is now going up. Yeah, pretty much the whole thing is just about engulfed. Well, let's just stand here and smoke a cigarette, watching in our orange-tinted aviators. Here we go. This is the last of the fire. It didn't, so it doesn't spread perfectly. So obviously, yep. So this house is now extinguished on its own. So it's designed so that like, you can't set one house on fire and have it like rage through an entire neighborhood very easily. There is some mechanics that keep fires in check a bit, so that you don't totally ruin an entire city or whatever. But if the city is tightly packed enough, like downtown, it will spread to everything adjacent. There you go. Burned home. Don't know why we did it, but we did. So now I'm going to drive around a little bit. I got to get my map out and look for cars to disassemble for vehicle repair. And yes, the zombies exactly can carry the fire around. So they will walk into a burning building, set themselves on fire, and a zombie on fire can survive for a few minutes while walking around, and they will set everything they come in contact with on fire. So one little fire turns into a 5-alarm fire pretty quickly. And one of the easiest ways and accidental ways that you can set fires is when the city has power, like when the power isn't out, you can leave stoves on and just like walk away from them. And as long as you don't get so far away from them that they freeze, like if you stay in the chunk, if you stay in the vicinity, those ovens that were left on can catch fire. And so if you're not careful about turning the stoves off after you've used them, you can easily burn down like a city on accident. It's not like, you know, emergency. It's not like firemen are going to show up to put it out. Every zombie is a potential O'Leary's cow. So here's another house that renders burned. I'm just driving up and down the streets to see if I can't find a car so I can rip parts off of. Looking at the clock, I should have enough time, if I don't get lost, to go over to the mall and grab parts from a car at the mall, which is a far wider selection of car parts than in West Point. So if you have any suggestions for probably the last day, I am refunding everyone's suggestions that weren't voted on and opening it up again. So this is for the last day or two. Is this the sweet shop? Let me check. Yeah, this is the sweet shop, right? Yeah, so this is the sweet shop that you were referring to, and yeah, I've definitely been through here. I will prove it. It's got nothing. Me refunding the $250 instead of marking all as complete. Yeah, I pretty much refund almost everything. Well, almost everything that is a suggestion. If it doesn't get voted on, you didn't spend anything. Ooh, there we go. That taxi looks good. I claim this taxi in the name of Yoda. Okay, y'all getting a little bitey. Cut it out. I gotta remember I don't have military shoes. I don't want to break my ankles or anything. Well, maybe I do, but I shouldn't. Really? Really, game? You change it to combat music now after they're all dead? Oh, it's not combat music. So this cabbie looks really good. I at least am going to take the windshield and the hood. And the driver's seat. And the lights. Well, one of them. And the taillights. I like how I can swap hoods out, but the police paint job never changes. I like that. Makes no sense, but I like that. Ooh, first try. Come on, game. Don't freeze on me. Do I have enough pocket space for all these parts? Well, I'm swapping them. So as long as there's hit points left on the parts that I'm taking out, I can reinstall them on the other car. Wow, 400 hit point taxi cab. Does that make sense? Or 400 horsepower, rather. Come on, windshield. God, I'm messing this windshield up so bad. How long have I played Zomboid? Well, this is my 130th hour of this series. But a few hundred hours. I think actually the windshield I am trying to replace it with is going to be worse now. That's 7 points higher if I install it first try. Come on. Nope. It's worse. I just made it worse. Oh, well, whatever. It levels up my mechanic skill, so it's fine. Rear windshield. Let's take that. Another freeze? Am I gonna have to restart this game? The game's like begging me to restart it, I guess. Some of the windows are in pretty good condition as well. And then my trunk is totally ruined, but I'm gonna have to do some metal work on that. Oh, I hear something coming. Rude. Yeah, every car is a sleeper car. Yeah, the trunk and the trunk lid are pretty ruined on this, but that's a metalworking task. I'm not going to swap them. Honestly, the rest of this vehicle is not in such bad condition. I just need to stick a seat in and it's fine. Ooh, first try. That would have been nice, you know, for the other car, but whatever. So I think if I don't get suggestions for what to work on for the last day, I will continue working on the watchtower. Leaving that unfinished is not necessary. But if you have other ideas that you'd rather me work on, let me know. Another freeze. Alright, I'll be, as soon as I get this windshield in. Give me 1 sec, because this is getting ridiculous. It's freezing as I'm, like, just standing there tinkering with the vehicles. Okay. Dump the memory, and come back. How many of you guys experience freezes like this when you play long enough? Probably everyone, I suspect. Always? Yeah, it is like an always. Generally, it doesn't have, like, negative consequences, but every now and then it will, like, sort of be the culprit of me getting bit, or scratched, or attacked in some way. But that's because it runs on Java. It's not about the beefy rig, it's about the, it's honestly about the programming language it was coded in. Fog is a game ruiner for you? So if fog is a game ruiner for you, there's probably some, like, graphic settings that you can turn off, like the volumetric graphic settings, where it won't bother you anymore. Okay, so... Oh, headlights. Yes, headlights, taillights. Today you had a sudden issue where you couldn't zoom in and out? That sounds weird. I'm gonna replace all the lights. But I'm not taking that last headlight because it sucks. I'm just gonna take this one. Oh, never mind. Come on, I need a light bulb. What, does this house have no internal lights? I guess not. Ooh. Let me take that timer, though. Okay, well, I'll replace 3/4 of my lights on the car. There was no light in the door. I checked. I could only install a light bulb. It was already emptied. According to the devs, they're making garbage collection changes to help with the stutter. That's good. Needed, obviously. Here, let me, I'm just gonna shove my extra light bulbs in this dude's pocket. So now, let's get home. Unless I can find another windshield, let's head home and repair the trunk and trunk lid, because they're... Oh, God. Maybe not this way. Should be within 6 months. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, the ghetto solution is just a reboot, and it doesn't take too long to reboot if you have a fast hard drive. Like, it takes me seconds. And then all of a sudden the game's running like new. So it's not that big of a deal. But it is definitely a performance improvement that I would like to see done. Oh! Hang on. This hood looks good. It is. I'm gonna have to fight for it. Darn it, I'm breaking the hood trying to swap it. Go away! Alright, I don't think it's worth taking anymore. I've ruined it. The hood, maybe. 88% hood. Yeah, I'll take the hood. Oh, wow. My trunk is so destroyed, I can't even store items in there anymore. It's beyond broken. Let's check the... I can't visibly see this windshield. But given that all... Oh, no, it's actually in good condition. And we got a first try. Alright, let's get home and do the auto mechanics at home where we're a little bit safer. It looks like a blood moon, doesn't it? There we go. Here. Blood moon time. You make me miss 7 days. There is still a oh, is this the dead end that loops back? Ah, it is. Crud, 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 crud. Crud, crud, crud. Didn't mean to come down here. Hey, that's a good windshield, though. Is this a throughway? I wish there was dead end signs. Whether it is or not, I can't fit because of the stupid zombies that are in the way. Or trees, cars, whatever they are. Everything! Maybe this isn't a dead end. Out of the road! Where am I? I think I'm driving to the convenience store. No, this hooks back around. Never mind, I took a wrong turn. I'm not looking at the map right now, and clearly I'm getting lost. Do I think I'll get back into 7 days? If it's voted on, proposed and voted on. That's going to be my answer for everything, as I'm sure many of you are aware. I play what you all vote on, so no one proposed it to be suggested for the month of June and July, but maybe for August and September, there will be people that propose I play 7 days. Or to wait till A20, yeah, because A19's been out for like half a year now, right? It's been out a while. And A19 revamped a ton. Totally redesigned like the level up systems, skill points, and all that. So I'm guessing A20 is going to be a pretty big overhaul as well. But I haven't kept tabs on what A20 brings. And graphical changes. My only gripe with 7 Days is, unlike Project Zomboid, where they just develop it, 7 Days to Die developers seem to be in a cold war with players where they don't want people to build bases. So 7 Days to Die constantly introduce game mechanics that make building bases harder and harder and harder, and it almost doesn't even make sense. And they also introduce mechanics that make multiplayer harder and harder and harder. So it's getting to the point where, like, 7 Days to Die multiplayer in like medium-sized groups is, unless you completely customize your difficulty, is like unplayable. And that sort of ruins it for me. I don't think that game developers should be in the business of making multiplayer games unplayable. And I'm not even exaggerating. It is nearly unplayable. Oh. As far as I'm concerned. But, you know, whatever. If that's what they want to do to the game, that's fine. At least there's the ability to have customized options. Alright, that's repaired. Looks like one of my tires is starting to take damage. And then I grabbed a hood. I wanted to add gasoline. The unplayability... what I mean is the unplayability of... So for 7 Days to Die, the way they ramp up difficulty is they have something called game state, which basically measures roughly how successful you are. The problem is it doesn't scale to the amount of players that you have very well. So if you're playing solo, you'll get to like end game type blood moons after like, you know, half a year of playing or whatever. You know, 6 months of in-game blood moons. You know, blood moon number like whatever, something in the triple digits. In multiplayer, if you have enough players in a multiplayer server that are all surviving and doing really well, you can hit like end game blood moons on like blood moon number 2 or even number 1 if you're really, really good. So on your 7th day or 14th day, you could have like apocalypse level end game zombie raids where there is no counter, where there is like almost no ability to truly survive it, and the only way to survive it is to like hop on a motorcycle and drive around for the entire blood moon, which is, you know, sort of lame. Feels bad. I don't know, just my 2 cents. You're welcome to disagree, but having like in-game raids that early on like day 7 or day 14 feels dumb to me, as a personal opinion. All right, these carrots are ready to go. And before the end of today, I want to repair the trunk and trunk hood. Yeah, big blood moons are meant to be split between bases, but that's the thing. That's exactly my point, is the developers are forcing you on how to play. They're making decisions for you, whether you like it or not, that they've designed a game that cannot be fairly played, cannot be enjoyably played as one big multiplayer group. And those are decisions that I wish developers wouldn't make for their players. It's like, you can enjoy this game, but only if you play it the way I designed. Is not the type of sandbox games I tend to enjoy. I do enjoy 7 Days to Die. I'm not saying I don't, but I'm just saying that I wish they didn't. I wish they didn't impose designs like that. Like, enjoy it this one way, because the way you want to play it is unplayable, or whatever. Because I've played it with friends where we were getting like C4 Blood Moon on the first Blood Moon. It's like, I don't know, like, you shouldn't, if you're not familiar, the concept of C4 zombies is like, if you don't kill them with like headshots, they will blow up basically your entire base. And on the very first Horde night, that's what we were getting. It's like, cool, can't survive this. Guess we're dead. Or I guess we have to cheese it. Oh right, it's roast time. Yeah, the way it's designed is there's a zombie that has like a pack of C4 attached to its chest, and it runs at you, and if you don't kill it, it blows up. If you shoot the C4, it blows up. If you use traps, it blows up. So your only solution is to headshot it with particularly high damaging bullets, because it is very tanky, and if you don't blow it up in time, or if you don't kill it in time, it blows up. So, my whole big gripe with 7 Days to Die is essentially the implementation of the C4 zombie, which is the anti-base zombie. It's basically the base destroyer. But the way they made the base destroying zombie is there's like not really any good counters other than to have like a sniper rifle and to have a ton of perks into like sniper rifles so that you can like 1 or 2 shot their heads, and then to have like big old buckets of bullets. And then the whole game becomes a grind of like trying to grind for the materials to make the bullets to kill the zombies that blow up your base in one shot. And my 2 cents is that's not a very exciting grind. It's basically mine metals, sulfurs, and gunpowder, make bullets, kill the zombies that one-shot your base, to then do it all over again. And every week is like a rush to it's a rush to make the strong bullets that can protect your home. And that is the end game of 7 Days in a nutshell. Pretty fairly put. There we go. Cooked. I don't know how to split this into, because I don't really have plates. So I'll just eat half now, half later. Yeah, it becomes a grind game where like you need so many raw resources to make bullets that you spend most of your time just trying to grind out more materials for bullets. But to be completely fair, the same could be said of like Rust or other games that have that, other games like that have those kind of survival mechanics. That late in the game it's just like grind more bullets, grind more gunpowder. So it's not a complaint of one specific game so much as the genre as a whole has some unenjoyable bits. Alrighty. Well, let's grab some metal to repair the trunk and trunk lid. Demolition zombies on First Blood Moon almost sounds like a glitch. It sounds like a glitch, but it wasn't, because our game state was so high. Our game state was on like the 200 range, which puts you in Blood Moon territory, regardless of the amount of days that have passed. So if you play 7 Days where you're like min-maxing XP, with a large enough group, you'll easily hit it, which is rough. Alright, there goes all my metal. The trunk now can hold up to 40. I'm going to keep repairing it, though. And then, yeah, exactly like Project Zomboid, multiplayer 7 Days and multiplayer PZ isn't balanced at all. Multiplayer PZ, everybody builds sky bases, bases that float in the sky. And then in multiplayer 7 Days, everyone builds subterranean bases where it's like Battleship. You're basically just stalking other players to figure out what underground base they live at. Hey, Harry. Welcome. Trunk lid, trunk. Hood. Ooh, that was a good repair. So now my trunk can hold up to 45 kilos. Let me bring a whole bunch of the small metal sheets that I had. So what ultimately is PZ in 7 Days are PZ is a really good co-op game, but a pretty piss poor multiplayer, like a PvP multiplayer. Its strength lies in its PvE for sure, and then the same is true for 7 Days to Die. It's pretty, unless you're modding it, it's pretty bad in PvP. Small metal won't repair past 75. Yeah, right. So, is there anything else that I could repair? Taillights, battery. No, I think we're good then. Yep, I think this is just as... I mean, there's a tire to watch. What is my tire pressure? It's a little lower in the back. So we could fix that. I want to have some other stuff that shouldn't be in here anyway. Yeah, PZ is great for 2 or 3 player co-op. I would say at some point, there's diminishing returns when you have too many players because of travel time and resource scarcity, and the fact that trying to figure out where other people have been and to be in the looting wakes of other players. There is a little bit of diminishing returns on how many players I would introduce to Zomboid. Like 2 or 3, but no more than, I would say no more than 3. And there's a lot of games like that. The same could be said of 7 Days. I think 7 Days would be a fun game to play 2 or 3 players, but past 3, you're gonna get to that like game state nightmare way too early. And the same would be said of most of those style games. Most of those survival games aren't really designed to scale to players beyond like 3. They just don't do it well. And there's that genre is pretty well established. Okay, so this is as good as this cop car is going to get. I have 20 minutes left, and nobody has suggested any projects, so I think I'm going to do, for today, base maintenance. It's just going to be the project. $4 or $5 for what? 7 days? I could see that. It really depends on what the players are doing, I suppose. And it also depends on how fast they're leveling up, I would say is almost a larger factor. Because if you have like 5 players that are super power leveling, the game is gonna become unfun pretty quick. But it all depends on the speed of progression and all that. Hey, hydrate. Don't mind if I do. Cheers. Alright, I'll do one last backup in case I somehow die doing the base maintenance. That would be sad. And another part of the base maintenance, I might try to finish off, not so much finish off, but make some more progress on the tower for Cruzio's benefit. I remember people saying something early on in the stream about Deep Rock Galactic, and that's a game that's like, obviously best played, not solo. That's, sort of like Left 4 Dead or Deep Rock Galactic. It's those style of games are like, you at least want to play with one other person. If you don't have one other person, it's going to be a pretty dreadful experience. Like, I cannot imagine trying to play Deep Rock or Left 4 Dead or one of those types of games solo. It's just not designed for it. You don't know why your crops are not being rotted by the rain? Well, is there an overhang or something above you? That's why you can't get it? No Steam friends? Well, one thing I will say is if you don't have Steam friends, because obviously, you know, I don't have a ton of Steam friends playing a ton of games either. The official Discord groups is a very good way to find parties to play games. So if you are into a specific game, like let's say you want to play Deep Rock Galactic, you can join the Deep Rock Galactic's official Discord server, and it will be, I'm not going to say the quality of the player that you're playing with is going to satisfy your desires or whatever, but you will definitely find people wanting to party up. No doubt about that. I mean, all of you are on Twitch, so another obvious answer would be to search for Deep Rock Galactic streams that have the tag playing with viewers. That would be another good way, because that's an indicator that that streamer wants to play with an audience. And I'm sure they would, A, welcome the company, or some of them would, and B, appreciate, you know, yet another viewer. So, those are two pretty fine ways to party find. And I've definitely, in the past, when I played more multiplayer games, because I don't play too many multiplayer games anymore, I've made some lasting friendships through Discord servers and stuff like that. I have no idea why I just watered carrots that I was only going to pull out. Guess I'm refrigerating these carrots. I don't have any space in any... Nope. In any freezers. No space at all. If you have Discord and you're trying to party find a Discord, feel absolutely free to ask around on Discord if anyone wants to party up for whatever game you might be interested in playing. In the past, mostly spearheaded by Cheese Radar Deluxe, but we have hosted multiplayer servers for stuff like 7 Days to Die and Ark, and Stationeers and stuff like that. So we have some... The Rhadamant Plays Discord has some sort of... I'm not going to say it's good for finding parties, but it's possible. I have no idea what kind of desire there is to play, but, you know, if next month people want me to play Deep Rock Galactic, I would consider playing it and playing it multiplayer, because obviously it's not a game that you can play single player and have any sorts of fun. Yoda looks so peaceful. I suppose another worry I have is that my rain barrels... I haven't a lot of rain barrels, but my rain barrels might run out of water. So I might want to wind down the amount of farming I do in the hopes of saving some water here. Because plants take far more water than little old Ash does. Because this is 264... 240, 107, and 233. So I am... They're about 45% full. Maybe a little bit less now. I have more rain barrels, though. They're just on the roof of my... I'll show you them in a second. They're on the roof up above me, and I have like 5 more or so. I have the carpentry skills and the trash bags to make a whole lot more if I wanted to. I just, it was never voted on, so I never went and bothered to do it. And then I have paint cans and buckets and things like that that can also contain water. They're all set up upstairs. I'll show you. So, empty, full, full. What is this last one? I can't even tell. 15, so basically empty. So 3 full ones there. And then this one is mostly empty. And then all these paint buckets, I have 40 paint buckets that are full, and then 6 buckets of water that are full that I could add to the rain barrels if needed, because they are also rain collectors. Any water container, you know, can collect rainwater, which is pretty handy. I think one of these will not be a window. It will be a wall, so I can install a light up here. So I'll put a wall here, so I can have a light. Come on. Now, this thing also does not have a roof, and I'm probably going to run out of wood for that. Also doesn't have a door either. How many planks do I have left? 0? Okay. Well, it's better off than it was before, but it still needs some more love. So we'll try to finish it off with the time remaining I have. I'm also not eating my roast. I'm trying to put on some weight. So I'm eating melted ice cream. I didn't water my strawberries, but let's ignore that for now. Use my cop car daily driver, check out if my traps yielded anything, and then cut some trees down, maybe around the traps, because they'll be over there anyway. And I have a little hand axe. It's not as good as a wood axe, but it will have to do. Nope, traps are empty. Oh well. Maybe one more big tree. That should be enough. Machine gun harvest. Dangerous to do because of the time accelerating, but it works. Well, Bunker Joe, it was a pleasure to have you. I'm glad it brightened your week up a bit. I'm excited for the streams Tuesday and Thursday as well. I know what I'm already playing Tuesday, which will be Star Sector for sure, because people were very happy that I finally started playing again after a year and some change break. And then for Thursday, it's whatever you vote on, but I'd be surprised if Kerbal Space Program doesn't win, but if it doesn't, I'll be playing whatever else wins. But Kerbal Space Program 2 weeks ago won with a very large margin. One of the largest so far to date, so. All right, let's see if I can't put some roof over here. Oh, the problem is, how do I even see the roof? I can't. So this bad boy is about done. All I have left to do is to build a door. So I will drop 4 planks for the door. And put the rest of the wood away. Yeah, A95 Alpha 95 of Star Sector, I haven't really dug into the new story that they've added, so there's a lot. I've only shown, like, I really haven't shown very much of the new features yet. But I guess I've shown some of the story point choices and things like that. There's obviously a lot of story point, and that's a really, really, really cool feature because previously I would say that my one problem with Star Sector is you can find yourself in a bad scenario where it's just like, oh, I guess I'm dead, right? Because you were just so dramatically outnumbered, outgunned, etc. So now with the story point, like, get out of jail free card mechanic, which I can understand some people would find a little cheesy, but cheese or not, it does help you not have to save scum like a maniac, which is really, really nice. Just making sure my generators are topped up. I'm super curious what they do about finite fuel next patch. That has got me scratching my head as to how they're going to handle that. Because there's a pretty finite amount of gas stations that even exist in Zomboid, and I'm farming level 9. That's right. I mean, since day one, I've been the best farmer alive in West Point, or in all of Kentucky, as far as I know. But now I'm a very high expert. In fact, my carpentry is very close to maxing out. 8,000 out of 9,000. My power level's almost over 9,000. Level 9 Winter Farmer? Yeah, I know, it's unusual. That's another game mechanic that I'm sure they will change at some point, where winter yields suck or don't exist at all. Unless you have like a greenhouse or something. That'd be really cool to have the requirement of having to plant hothouses. Oh no, I did it again. Hold on. That's not supposed to be cabbage, that's supposed to be carrots. Yeah, it would be pretty cool if the game allowed you to build hothouses, so that you were encouraged to, or so that it would be possible to, like, winter farm. But I don't know. That's just a hope for a future that doesn't exist yet. The thing is, talking about finite gas, yeah, if they add something like, you know, if they add a massive amount of gasoline in gas stations, functionally speaking, it's still somewhat functionally infinite, right? Like, 10,000 gallons of gasoline in this local gas station, I'd still not really run out until I died. So my guess is that, as with everything in Zomboid, it's going to be variable, and it's going to feel finite. So that you're going to have to drive gas station to gas station once you run out of gas in the local gas station. I'd also imagine that they're going to make jerry cans of gasoline a little bit more common. And maybe change the fuel drain rate of generators so that it's not guzzling gasoline or something. So that it becomes a resource like bullets, where, like, if you want to run around firing a gun all the time, you do sort of have to be on the lookout for ammunition everywhere you go. It's something that you're going to have, like, and that's already true in Zomboid. There are some really spicy points of interest that can give you a lot of bullets, but generally speaking, if you want to be running around and firing your gun at every zombie that you ever see, it's going to be tough to be able to afford that. And you're going to need to keep your eye out for every opportunity to loot bullets and check every zombie to make sure they don't have a firearm with bullets on them. And so I'd imagine if they're changing it so that there's finite gasoline is going to feel somewhat similarly finite, where it's like, if you want to run your generator all the time, you're able to, but you're going to have to constantly be on the lookout for jerry cans of fuel and to conserve it. Conserve it meaning maybe to jar more vegetables and to have a smaller farm that turns over crops more often, so you don't have to use as many freezers, and to trap and fish when you need the meat, so that you're not, because like right now for me, I'm running, you know, like I'm running like multiple concurrent freezers, which if gas was truly finite, I probably wouldn't, in all honesty, because it's very fuel intensive. Camasia, thanks for all the bits. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday as well. Rock on. Yeah, or rendering animal fat into fuel, something like that. A lot of people mention, oh, what if you had solar? But if, you have to remember that this is 1993 canonically in game, and solar panels are just not a thing. They weren't a thing in rural Kentucky in 93. So that isn't a solution that makes any sort of sense lore-wise. They'll figure it out. These developers usually do. Wow. Nice landing on the uptime there. I'll be wrapping up in just a sec. Alright. I wish there was a shelf that you could put logs to dry. Because in real life, you don't use raw wood. You let it age. Or you're going to have some warped, weird construction projects. Squeaky, thanks for the bits as well. My pleasure. I always love hanging out with you guys on Sunday afternoons. I'll give you a little Yoda love at the end here. And to recap, it is December 27th. I did say this at the very start of the stream, but I think it's very likely that next stream might be my last. I'm not really sure that there's much more content for me to highlight in Project Zomboid anymore. I'm sort of touched upon everything, and I feel like if people do want more Zomboid, the obvious solution would be to go on a really hard difficulty and have no save scumming. And if people want me to move on, I'm happy to do so. Thank you for watching Project Zomboid, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.